should be 1, 2, 3, which it is. So the factor here is 2. And another way to look at it, instead of just looking at the side lengths, if you wanted to figure out the factor another way, you could look at the points, because that's kind of what we dealt with before. So point A, I just picked a set. You could do B, B prime. I'm doing A and A prime. Point A is 3, 2. And point A prime is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 4. So if I look at point 3, 2, which was A, and I look at point A prime, which was 6, 4, I multiply 3 by 2 to get to 6, and I multiply 2 by 2 to get to 4. So again, the factor is 2, and I'll show you that with the factor of 3. So I'm actually going to erase, ooh, that's not an eraser. I'm going to erase all this and show you the factor of 3 and compare that. And that's the last thing I have to talk about. Today, let's use orange. Okay, so if I have a scale factor of 3, I need to go a factor 3 times. So looking at A, I can go up 2 over 3, that's 1 factor, up 2 over 3, that's 2, up 2 over 3, that is 3. So that's A prime. Okay. And then I'm going to do that with B. Up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1, that's a factor of 2, up 2, left 1, that's a factor of 3. Okay. Now you know you did something wrong if it doesn't look like the original picture. So I'll give you an example of what could look bad. Down 2, left 2, down 2, left 2. If I stopped here and I said this is C prime, what happened was I did a factor of 2 instead of a factor of 3. So I'll show you what that looks like if I connected the dots, and you'll be like, oh, that's not right. So this is the bad one. This is wrong. So just keep that in mind when I'm doing the rest. Down 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right 1. That's D prime. Now you'll know it's wrong because C and D were supposed to be on the same line. If you look right here, C and D are in the same line here. A and B are on the same line. And see how A and B are in the same line on this one? So that's right. But then when I connect the dots, see how this is like not, it doesn't look the same. It's wonky. The angles are supposed to be the same and they're not. And it's all slanty, because meaning the angles are different. So that's why you know you did something wrong, because it doesn't look like the original picture. It's not the same shape, and that's a necessity. So let's fix it. Down 2, left 2, down 2, left 2, and one more. Down 2, left 2. So let's C prime. Okay, and then I'm going to connect all my dots. Now, in the practice questions, today I'm not having you actually draw this. I am instead having you find the factor. So we're going forward in these questions of how to get to it, but then you're going to go backwards. And I'm still showing it to you, just see it a little differently. Okay, so looking at this was a scale factor, or sorry, a factor of 3. And if you didn't know it was a factor of 3, to find it, you have 2 options, like I said. You can take 2 sides and compare them, or you can take 2 points and compare them. So let's show first by the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I picked a side that is straight, horizontal. You could also do vertical. You do not want slants, because this, for example, this distance right here is not the same as that distance or that distance. You need equal distances, so slanted lines are not going to be good with that, because you would have to do Pythagorean theorem to find that distance. You'd have to create a right triangle right here to find this distance right here, and we don't want to have to deal with that. We could do it, but it's easier the other way. And then this distance back down here is 1, 2, 3, 4. So to get from 4 to 12, I say 4 times 3 equals 12. So then this one is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 times 3 is 9. So the factor is 3. Now, the other way you can do it is by picking a set of points if you're trying to find the factor and comparing them. So I'm going to just use b this time. Up 2, back 1, so that is 2, negative 1. And then b is up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, back negative 3. So b was 2, negative 1. B prime was 6, negative 3. So how did I get from 2 to 6 and negative 1 to negative 3? 2 times 3 is 6, and negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. So just as a reminder, on the practice questions today, what you're doing is you're finding what the factor is. So you're going to be either counting sides or you're going to be looking at points. You have to write down the coordinates and use those to figure out what you multiply by. So that's the one other big thing about dilations. You're multiplying. If you try to add the same number to each side, so like we were looking here when you multiplied by 3, if I tried to add the same number to each side, it is not going to give me dilation. Dilations, you have to multiply the sides. Think about like if you were to enlarge a picture on your computer, you would want to make sure that you are enlarging each side by the same factor. So to do that, you would multiply, you would not add like an inch to both sides. You would multiply those things.